Just drop it again. No harm, no done. Don't be afraid of fatigue. Don't be a pussy. Make the exercise as difficult as possible, essentially. That is how we fucking grow. Guten Tag. If your shoulders suck, or even if they're great, make sure you stick around, watch this video. I'm gonna go through my shoulder routine today, and we're starting off right here with a unilateral rear delt cable fly, and we'll walk you through it right now. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna grab the side, set up, get some stability, get a full stretch here, and we're just gonna pull right around. Actually, don't even think pull, because when you think pull, what people usually do is they pull back, and they make a lot of traps, upper back involvement. Obviously your rear delts are on your upper back, but in order to bias the rear delts the most, you want to think pushing out to the walls here. So think pushing out. And we're gonna do maybe 3 working sets here, 15, 20 reps, get a nice little pump ski. If you're like me, one thing you really have to focus on when you're doing unilateral exercises, something that I should do and I forget to do, is to count out loud. Because sometimes I go from like 3 to 8 and I have no idea how many reps I actually did. It's the ADHD, so. So we're starting off shoulders with rear delt specifically because for me personally, that is the weakest point of my shoulder, and that's how it is for like 99% of people. So I do always advise people to start off their shoulder workouts with a rear delt fly variation or a lateral raise variation, because that's honestly what most people need to focus on bringing up most. And whatever you do in the beginning of the workout is where you're able to place the most effort and focus on. So we want to prioritize rear delts, so that's why we're starting with it. And the unilateral variation also helps us, oh, I'm out of breath, helps us recruit more motor units, gets better muscle fiber activation, some shit like that, some scientific term. Mind muscle, build, delt, bodybuilding, eats gear. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. If you see where I'm pulling it here, I'm coming like right here. So there's a lot of debate. People will say, you know, you could get your rear delt more shortened, a better contraction if you come lower. Some people say higher. And really, it doesn't fucking matter. It's gonna be different for every individual. So stick with what feels best for you and where you can actually feel your rear delt. That is what's most important. All right, so we just finished up the rear delt flies. We did about 3 to 4 working sets there of 15 to 20 reps. Those were all to failure. So there was probably like 1 or 2 warm-up sets leading into those working sets. And now we're moving on to a lateral raise variation here. We got the cable set up with this little Prime dual cable machine. If you've access to this, great. If not, you could try to replicate this with a standard, you know, just a standard cable crossover. It'll be a little bit more difficult, so this is better, but we got the bench, so we're gonna lie down and we're gonna do a lying cable lateral raise variation here. We're probably gonna go for, again, same thing, 3 to 4 working sets on that higher end of the rep range, anywhere between 10 to 20 reps really. For most movements for shoulders, I like to stick with a higher rep range. I don't like to go below 10 reps. First I'm gonna do
That's called a drop set.
That's how you pay her. That's how you pay the spotters.
With headphones?
Yeah, AirPods. All right, so we're gonna do a triple drop set now. So I'm gonna go to failure, drop it, go to failure, drop it, go to failure 3 times in a row, back to back. Got it? Yeah. So it's on 70s. When I put it down, I'm gonna go left first. We're gonna drop it to 50. I'm gonna pull my right hand first, drop it to 50, repeat. When I go back, when I go again, you drop it to 30. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, fuck, that was heavy. Okay, let's set this.
Alrighty, so let's go. Get it up.
Okay, after this one, I'm gonna do again, but just put 3 of the donuts on after you take off 30. Come on.
Come on.
Come behind me. Spot me. What? Spot me so I fucking pull my arms up. Come over here. What the fuck? So when I fail, just like pull your arms under my elbows. Hold them.
Go.
Above. Ooh, so we did four drops actually. If you guys didn't notice, fuck. We're also I'm using the wrist cuffs here. These are by hypertrophy coach Joe Bennett. He sells them on his website. These are honestly a staple for my gym bag. So if you don't have these, highly advise getting them. They're great for cable lateral variations and a lot of other things. So definitely recommend getting these. Third exercise that we're doing for shoulders today is gonna be this Arsenal Strength shoulder press machine. We got a few options here. I decided to go with this one today, give it a try. We're gonna work up to 1 top set to failure, around 10 to 15 reps in that range. I don't get super hyper fixated on reps, you know, trying to hit exactly 12 reps or 10 reps. You shouldn't either. Give yourself a broad range and focus on going to failure and pushing yourself to the absolute limit rather than just chasing a certain number. And then based off of that, you know, that's where progressive overload comes into play and whatnot, and you can make decisions based off of that, you know? If I get 15 reps, I aim for 12. Now next time around, I know to go heavier and vice versa. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna work to 1 top set, then we might do a back off or a rest pause, just up to determination, is that the right word? Up to be determined. To be determined based off how I feel after the first working set. So we're gonna work up to that now. Again, coming back to this point that I wanna make, why am I doing presses midway through my shoulder workout rather than at the beginning? And it's because exercise selection, the order of which you perform exercises it's what's going to determine what you're able to put the most effort and emphasis in a given session. So most people lack their lateral, their medial head, their posterior head, so that's where they need to put the most emphasis. So having that isolation work in the beginning of the workout really makes the most sense, but everybody thinks, I gotta do my compounds first because I'm gonna be strongest in the beginning of the workout, so if I do them later, I'm gonna be weaker. And unless you're a powerlifter, that doesn't fucking matter.
Tell that to Brett.
Is that what he does?
No, he does exactly what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, no. So your muscle does not know weight. It doesn't matter that you did a 100-pound dumbbell press in the beginning of the workout versus an 80-pound dumbbell press later on. As long as you're pushing to failure and going hard, you're going to be stimulating muscle protein synthesis. You're going to be, I forget the word that I'm looking for, but you guys know what I mean. I can't think right now, I have brain fog. But it doesn't matter that you could go heavier on compounds in the beginning of your workout. It has no relevance to actually producing results in terms of more hypertrophy just because you went heavier. It's just about going hard and going to failure, and exercise selection is what's going to allow you to place the most emphasis in the beginning of the workout. So that's why we're not doing presses first, because presses are going to be more of your front delt, and that's not what the focus here is. Shoes off. Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4,
Come on. Say it again.
That was the top of Rooney. I think that was what, 8 reps? I don't know. I never know. I can't count.
It was 9. I think he felt 10.
Okay. Let's back off set here. We're gonna take a little bit slower. Just try to challenge the muscle as much as possible. Make the exercise as difficult as possible, essentially. That is how we fucking grow.
Wait, pause. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, Seb.
I was a little too heavy for Sebaruni, so. Quick little drop set. Remember, if you do a drop and it just feels not that good, like you want to do more, just drop it again. No harm, no done. Don't be afraid of fatigue. Don't be a pussy. 2, 3. Come on. Oh, fuck. Oh, how it feels good. Feel the burn.
Giant set time?
Oh, yeah. Now it's time for the fun stuff. Giant sets. Fourth and final thing that we're doing for these 3D delts today is going to be good old fucking giant sets. Now, if you're not familiar with what giant sets are, it's basically like a circuit, like a superset, compound set, but with multiple exercises. So not just 2, not just 3. We're gonna do 4 or 5 different movements here, all back to back without any rest in between. And it's gonna give us a crazy, insane, nasty fucking pump. Gonna put all the blood there, and it's gonna be a nice way to finish off the shoulder workout. I like to throw these in at the end of the workout sometimes, and especially if you have a muscle group that you're lagging, this is something you could throw in. It's just fun to do, and like I said, it'll give you a nasty pump, and that's what working out is all about, right? Challenging yourself, having fun with it, and doing new cool shit to help you progress more. So don't always have to overthink things. And if you want, a little secret here, take a little bit of insulin, a little bit of Fruit Loops. It's going straight to your delts right before this. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do 5 exercises. We're gonna start with dumbbell lateral raises, full range of motion, and then we're gonna do heavy dumbbell lateral partial reps, so only halfway up, right into that, right after the full range of motion ones. And then we are going to do an upright row with a barbell or an easy bar. And then we're gonna do a rear delt fly with dumbbells lying on an incline bench. And then we're gonna go straight into a seated cable face pull. And for all of those, we're gonna aim anywhere between 10 to 20 reps, going to absolute failure on each one. So anywhere between that rep range and just going to our absolute limits.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Oh, oh. 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Shut up. 1, 2, 3.
It's too heavy. Make it heavier.
Ooh. Come on. 8, 9, 10. Oh, fuck.
Thoughts on the giant set?
Oh, blood's flowing there though. It's good. Just did 1 round of that. Maybe we'll do 1 more. Make it 2. Why not? All right, so that is all for today's shoulder workout. I'm gonna reiterate just everything that we did today, just so you guys can try this out if you want to. But we start off, like I said, with the unilateral rear delt cable fly, and we did about 3 to 4 sets there, working sets of around 15 to 20 reps. Then we moved on to the lying cable lateral raise that we did, and you could also do that standing as well. If you don't want to do a lying, you set up the same way, you just stand instead with those wrist cuffs. Again, we did about 4 to 5 actual working sets there, in between 10 to 15 reps. I think once we got heavier towards the end there, I got a little less than 10 reps, but we also did that quadruple drop on that final set as well. And I really like doing stuff like that for shoulders because it just feels really good to drive the intensity up and drive a shit ton of blood flow, really drive that metabolic stress up in your shoulders. Because for me personally, and I know for a lot of other people, shoulders tend to be harder to connect with. Obviously, this is dependent on the individual, but if it is one of those muscles that is hard for you to connect with, I do highly recommend you try using intensifiers like this and driving that metabolic stress up to really get a better connection and feel the target muscle. And then the third thing that we did was the overhead shoulder press machine. We did 2 working sets there, did the top set and then the back off set afterwards. And then we finished off with that giant set where we did the standard full range of motion, dumbbell laterals, went into the heavy partial reps. And with those heavy partial reps, I do want to clarify, you're not supposed to be swinging the weight up, a weight that you can't control. You still want to be able to control it, but it should be heavy enough to the point where you can't actually get past this range of motion. So just controlling that bottom part, driving blood into the medial delt. And then we went into the barbell upright row. Then we went into a lying rear delt fly with the dumbbell. And then we finished off with the face pull and just did 1 total round of that. So those 5 exercises, anywhere in between that 10 to 20 rep range. So that all together puts us somewhere around 4, 8, 10, like 14 sets or something, which isn't bad. It's not crazy. I know social media might have led you to believe that's crazy, but trust me, it's not crazy. And if it's a little bit too much for you, you could always alter the volume, do a little bit less sets, maybe even do a little bit more if you have trouble really pushing yourself, because if you can't go to failure, you're gonna get more out of doing more sets. And I go into more depth on that on my podcast if you're interested in that specifically. But that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a try if you will. Give it a try if you want to. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you're subscribed. And I'm sorry I can never talk. I have brain fog. But again, when you have brain fog, it means you're working out hard.
Code step to the moon.
Code steps to the moon. Ron Revive. Run it up.